Hello, everybody, and welcome to another PureDriven podcast. This is Factoid Week. So this week is going to be Steve Rockwood, aka myself, and Jordan Seidel. We're going to be going through some of our factoids. So what we're doing is every day we post a new factoid that we find on the internet, and we post it on our Twitter, and then it goes on our website. And this Wednesday is going to be the 365th factoid. So we thought we'd have Factoid Week surrounding that and kind of go into some detail about these factoids. So, Jordan, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Steve?
I'm good. Thank you for putting together this list of factoids.
No problem.
We have had myself, who started the factoids with Christopher Swanson, and then we've had some interns in, we've had Jordan in, and we've had plenty of people contribute to these factoids, as well as a lot of Google searches. So, thank you to everyone who puts those out there for us to use. They're great. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go through 5 factoids every day this week. So today will be the first day, and we'll be going through 5. So Jordan put these 5 together from our past ones, and I'm just going to read it, and then we're going to discuss it a little bit. So our first factoid is actually digital marketing factoid number 352, and it reads, 3 out of 4 consumers never scroll past the first page of search results. And the source on that one is Search Engine Journal. So what do you make of that one, Jordan?
So what I make of it is, everyone wants to be in that Goldilocks zone, which is the first 3 or 4 results that come up when you make a search online. And what's important to remember when you are trying to get to those top 3 or 4 spots is you got to boost your SEO, your search engine optimization. You don't want to be in that 2nd to 3rd page range because no one's going to see you. It's not the place to be.
That's very true.
So having, quality posts on your website, maintaining it, making it look presentable is also important to, rising up the ranks on a Google search.
That makes a lot of sense. I like it. I don't have much to add on that one. So what I'm going to do is go to the next one. We have digital marketing factoid number 325. 82% of searchers will use their phone to help them make a decision about an in-store purchase. So oftentimes when I'm somewhere that's more of a specialty store, like maybe Best Buy or a technology store, I will pull out my phone to figure out what I need because a lot of times they have multiple versions of the same solution. So, for instance, I was getting the Philips Hue light bulbs, and they have like 3 or 4 different versions of smart light bulbs, but I thought I wanted the Philips Hues, and I was right. After doing some research in the store and on their website, I realized this is what I want, so pulled out my phone, looked at the reviews on the Philips Hues. They're really good. I got that, and then the same thing with the Google Home. I couldn't decide between the Alexa and Google Home, and I was in the store and decided on the Google Home because of basically the reviews and basically using my phone for in-store purchases. So.
And another thing to add on to that, while the reviews and other information is really key, another thing to look for is the price, because there's some places where you could get it cheaper, and maybe you can even show it to the place where you're shopping and get them to match the price.
Yep, definitely. And Best Buy does match prices. We don't work with Best Buy, so I don't feel bad randomly advertising for them. But they do price match. All right, digital marketing factoid number 307. 74% of people trust social networks to guide them to purchase decisions. We don't have a source on this one, so I'm not going to read one. I feel like this is very closely related to the last one.
Mm-hmm.
When you're looking for a purchase, you'll actually look on social networks, social media, to either look at other people's opinions or reviews. If you look on Facebook now, they changed how you review a business to how you recommend them. So they actually make their rating based on how many people recommend them or don't recommend them. It's not just a flat star rating like it used to be. So I think that this is very important because, say I'm going to Guitar Center, one of my favorite places. There's 3 guitar centers very close to each other, and when I look at the recommendations, they're drastically different on Facebook, so I choose to go to one maybe a little bit farther away than the one that's closer because more people seem to like that one. You got anything on that one, Jordan, or...?
No. you took it you did pretty well.
Well, you did highlight that bad impressions are just as effective as good impressions on here, so I think that's important. Next up, we got digital marketing factoid number 321. The average person now spends more time online than with TV and all other media. Got anything on that one?
Yes, I do. So what I figure when I read this one is that users, when they're online, they're able to have more ads thrown at them all the time, rather than ad reels that go once every 10 minutes or so and are just 3 minutes, and then you're back on to your regular program. When you're online and you're scrolling through like Facebook or stuff like that, these ads just look like normal posts, so they're sneaky in a way. They just blend in with everything else, rather than like on radio or TV where you know you're watching an ad because it's not what you were tuned into watching. Like if you're watching sports and all of a sudden the commercials show up, you know you're not watching sports. But if you're scrolling on Facebook and looking through other people's photos, these ads look like everyday posts, so it's easier to get sucked into them rather than commercials and spots on TV.
Yep, definitely. And I'm guessing what most people do is when there's commercials on TV, they pull out their phone and they start seeing commercials on their phone without realizing it.
You can't escape it.
You can't escape it. All right, and our final factoid of the day, we're dropping down all the way to the 200s here. Digital marketing factoid number 295. 88% of mobile searches are for local businesses. So that does not surprise me at all. I definitely use mobile search for finding local stuff or trying to figure out where I'm going to eat or where I can get that guitar part that I need. Specialty stores, especially if I'm looking for something specific, I definitely use local search all the time to try and figure that out. You got anything on there, Jordan?
For local businesses, it's just really important to have all of their information updated and accurate. Many times I see on these small, very small businesses on their website, it's so outdated and nothing's maintained, and the information can be, not accurate. And it's hard to figure out, like, if you go onto this website and you find out that this information is not accurate, you may not want to go there anymore just because they don't seem to care.
Yep. No, I have a perfect example of that. I sold an item on Reverb.com, and I paid if I would have paid an extra $3 to ship the item, I could have done it with UPS, which is right down the block from me. But I saved $3 or $6 by using FedEx. And I was like, all right, there's definitely a FedEx around here. Well, I used my local search and my map on Google, and I drove around for 55 minutes. I ended up at the Air Force Base here in Duluth. I ended up at the prison. I ended up at the airport, and never ended up at FedEx until I finally just turned the GPS off and just drove around, and I finally found it. But their local search was so off. It was not anywhere near where the location was.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It was awful. And even though I know where it is now, I am definitely paying the extra $3 to $6 and shipping with UPS next time. So there's my story.
So we gave Best Buy the approval, but FedEx not the approval.
Yeah, FedEx, I'm sorry guys. You gotta... Duluth, Minnesota, please change your location. It is terrible to find. But I will say, the front desk people were very friendly when I got there.
That's good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, good to know. Well, that is what we have today. If you want more factoids before the next podcast, which will be tomorrow, you can go on our website at PureDriven.com and click on the Factoids page, or you can go to our Twitter at twitter.com/PureDriven and just scroll as far as you want. You will find about 362 factoids, I believe, currently. So there's plenty to choose from and keep you entertained until then. And until next time, we will see you.
Later.
Have a good one.